Welcome to That Stagey blog and Making a Musical. I go behind the scenes at the very early stages of a brand new musical being made. In this episode, I was invited by Alejandra Rojas to Goldsmiths College, where she is currently taking part in an MA in producing. She is developing a musical called Dawn of Silence with composer Lyndon Samuel. Let's have a look.
My name is Alejandra Rojas A. I'm from Mexico and Bolivia. I've been working as an assistant producer in Bolivia for as long as I can remember. And now I'm a producer here at Goldsmiths. I'm finishing my MA studies. And as part of the finishing project, we have to present a new musical, which is what you're hearing at the background. So I'm studying an MA in musical theater here in Goldsmiths, the producer's pathway. It offers writing, composing, and producer's pathway. So when you enter, you choose which pathway you want to follow. And as part of the course, you have a bit of theory at first, where you learn where musicals began, how they began, why they stopped, and how they have become again what they are. We also follow as a producers like Cameron McIntosh, for example, what he has done, how he made a revolution in musicals, and how he made an entertainment business out of it. So we learned that, and now we have to put it on. We have to work on it. So this MA gives you the opportunity to put on a project that you have to work from the beginning, from scratch. You need to write the book, the lyrics, composers, and you need to find a director, composer, sometimes also a writer or lyricist, and that's your job as a producer, to find a great team. And I did find a great team. I'm very proud of everyone. I found set designers, lighting designers. I have very awesome people that just volunteered because of the music. I mean, the composer is Lyndon Samuel, so he has done Cleopatra musical. Kevin Russell has been doing a lot of plays, but also musical plays, and they're both amazing. They clicked. And the lyricist is from Belgium. Her name is Paton. It's her first time writing lyrics, but she has been doing an amazing job with the lyrics.
Yes. And then let's go from there. Music lives. That chorus. Just here. Music lives. Yes. 2, 3. Oh.
Music lives and lives in you. Music lives, restore all the joy. Music lives and we can light the flame. Music lives, together we all have a dream.
No, we all have a dream.
Sorry.
Yes?
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Music lives, together we all have.
No, together. So I'm Lyndon Samuel, and I'm the composer of Dawn of Silence.
With Lyndon, it's a funny story. I went to Scratch Night, which is hosted at the other palace, and I saw him playing some of the Cleopatra songs, and I just fell in love with the music. And I was like, I'm just gonna come to him and be like, could you compose music for a musical? I have this concept. I can send you anything, and if you're interested, please email me something that comes to your mind. And he said that when he received the script, at least I gave him just 3 scenes because that's what I had.
So I actually saw a post on Facebook. I belong to a community which supports new writing, and I saw that someone had advertised asking for a composer to write on a new project. I thought, that sounds interesting. Let's give it a whirl. So I got in touch with the poster, and then I got a link to Alejandra, and then ended up sending her a snippet of music which she wanted me to send her, and then she said that I was on board.
And he received the 3 scenes, and he was like, I fell in love with this, and he did the whole score of the 3 scenes, how it will be, because the story, it's about a world where art is not, any expression of art is not permitted. So he found a monotonous song that goes with the supreme leader and the censors, and then how a hope song comes in with the heroes of the story. So he made a whole encore or overture where you can literally hear that. And the music that we were hearing right now is some of the songs of the heroes. So we have Aurora, Stefan, and Clarice, who are trying to save this world from the supreme leader. and he captured that, and he was like, yes, I'm gonna work with you, and I was like, thank you. But I like what you're trying to say there, which is like
Yeah, I just need to say it better.
Music lives and lives in you. Music lives, restore all the joy. Music lives and we can light the flame. Music lives, we all have a dream.
She sent me 2 pages of script, and there was no music, ideas, there was no lyrics, it was just a bit of script, and I just composed music to go with the script, and that was it. That's all I sent her. It was about 7 minutes long for 2 pages of script. Yeah. Yeah, this is the.
Okay, so it goes.
Yes. As she go from Music Lives. Ideas come straight away. I think when I read the script, I imagined what would I want the music to sound like if I was watching it as an audience member. What would I, as a theatre goer, want to listen to while this script is happening? So I just wrote what I would want to listen to.
I posted an ad on Mandy, and I interviewed like 5 people, but he stood up because he had such a lot of experience, and also when he read the script, he read the 3 scripts, he emailed me back that same night, and he was like, I love the concept, I really want to work on this, this is my ideas of blocking, please, if you want me, I'm available on all the dates that you said. So I just replied to him, I was like, yeah, you're hired, I mean, you show very much interest, so that's how I ended up with them. The same happened with the set designers and costume I posted on Monday. I interviewed 20 people, and I came up with pairing up 2 girls, one that is an architect, and then one that is a carpenter, set designer, and also the singer right now of Aurora.
I am costume and co-set designer. I have a co-set designer. So quite early on, I saw an ad like, oh, we want a designer. So obviously I applied and got the job somehow. So yeah, I've been talking with Alejandra for quite a while, working on the project, because it's one of those things I really connect with, because I really like dystopian future stuff. So I saw it and I was like, yeah, this is something I really want to do. And then, I mean, I used to sing, like I trained in musical theatre, so Ali was like, we're doing a workshop and we need someone, and I was like, oh, I sing a little bit, like if you can't find anyone, I'll
just
do it.
Just a little bit. Alejandra's brother. I can be his sister sometimes. Yeah, sure. So I'm kind of an understudy, and I'm also like the lead, the protagonist as of the moment, because she needed more male singers. But yeah, for the moment I'm in the study. She was like, I need someone that can sing right now the songs, and I found some people that were in the thing I'm looking for the moment. So yeah, I was called for it, and I'm happy with it.
Are the things I remember. A blue tie that hangs on mine. Hot cocoa in the midst of December. These memories, don't you know?
That's my favorite bit. No more damn conditions, because she's ready.
It's actually really fun and rewarding and really collaborative, because sometimes I might write a piece of music which doesn't quite fit the lyric or doesn't quite fit the vocal style of the singer, and we can work on it collaboratively and make the changes if we need to. So that's nice, it's really creative. What was it? Sing it, yes. We all have the dream, yes?
Yeah, I think it's a dream.
Yeah,
But it's the first time, in my opinion, that I'm like involved in a musical that's been made from the scratch up, and it's really exciting because you get to shape how the song come out. Like you get to give it the form and everything, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That was thirsty. That's how you get it.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Like early rehearsals, we had, I think the first time we ever sang the songs of Lyndon, who is just absolutely excellent.
Lyndon smashed it. He smashed it through the floor.
But there's, I think it's in Silver Lightning, and there's a bit where there is now a key change and there wasn't a key change, and we were kind of just playing around.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
it's like there's so much freedom. And
change?
if this thing, like, I'm pretty sure it has so much potential blowing up, you can be like, if they make this the canon thing when they make the song, you'll be like, oh yeah, I contributed to that. Like that was the beginning, you know, the original cast. I love it.
A silver lining that even through the bleakest times brightens this world and makes it shine.
It's like everyone, you know, comments on each other and like helps each other out, which I think is nice because
I mean,
just being like the only person doing something.
Except
you
from
can create something, but if you have no outside input, you have no idea if it's good or not.
yeah.
Like you're
No
in your
divas
own
here.
head.
Everybody, well, maybe me, but other than that, everything is just very nice and professional.
But we should change it to we all have a dream. We all have a dream. Because together we all have a
I think we've managed to get a good group of people, so we work through the challenges quite easily. But I think with if you're doing a show that you already know, you kind of have a preconceived notion of how the song goes, or you know what someone would normally do, or what that character is like. But when it's new material, you have a script, and you have Lyndon playing piano, going, "This is the song," and you have your little character description going. So this is, you know, for example, Aurora, like she's a bit edgy, she's young, and you have to create the character from that.
right.
You can't pull from anywhere else.
That's one of the things you like the most, but it's also the biggest challenge is you don't have reference material, so you have to create everything from scratch, and it's just a huge challenge and sometimes like a huge pressure because you're like, am I doing this right? Like this is what, if this goes up and there's other people that will take the role for the moment as I'm an understudy, it's just like I want to leave a good legacy about that and be like, yes, obviously they're gonna evolve on it, but you want to start from the ground and you're building that. So yeah, it's a huge responsibility, but also something you enjoy.
It's been fun. I mean, it's been a bit stressful because we don't get like too much what to do. We're using our experience and what we learned from theory and trying to apply here, but it's been fun. I mean, I'm very happy with the team I got because they're so enthusiastic and I try to keep them enthusiastic too, so I'm trying to find ways that I can help them promote themselves even because they're very talented people, all of them.
But it comes in the middle of all that stuff.
Well, yeah, I think that's why it works.
I should try music.
The concept was that I wanted a story where you have like the heroine where it's a girl, so I wanted the girl to be a heroine. But I also wanted a strong female leader, so I came up with the idea of having two female like heroes there. And then I wanted to have the male, just because I'm a romantic person, so I wanted to have a romance between a guy and a girl. And I was like, well, we need a guy too on the story. And then I'm a big fan of Hunger Games and Divergent, so I was like, I would love like a musical of Hunger Games. But then I came up with the idea of what if there were no arts in the world? Like, what if we were banned to sing, to paint, to dance, to do anything that it's really an artistic expression? And that's when I pitched the idea to the writer, and then he was like, okay, how much time do I have to write it? And I'm like,
Once there were dancing couples who whisked around on their feet. Artists, musicians created their craft. People were happy, children they laughed.
and he wrote the idea and he wrote the outline and the storyline, and basically the story ended up being there is this girl who was born who is Aurora, and she's a natural artist who has been raised by Clarice because her parents died protecting her, and you don't see that in the story, you just get told that. But basically she's living in this world where any artistic expression has been banned, and you have the supreme leader who always does this search with his sensors to find any potential artists and kill them. So she lives in a hideout with Clarice, and they're gathering people and waking it up because her power as a natural artist is her singing voice, and Clarice possesses the magic music box that shows that combined with Aurora's voice, they can heal and bring people's joy, and again make them remember what they lost. And that's how, like, the concept that they're trying to bring people up. And then they met Stefan, who was beaten up because he tried to play music in a square, and they kind of healed him and asked him to join them. And he's like a nerd, and he knows a lot of the place where the supreme leader lives, so they're trying to team up to come up with a plan to overthrow him and bring joy and bring everything that was taken back to the whole world again. So that's basically the main story.
It's not the key change, it sounds also. No? It's a really awkward key change.
This musical is going to be part of we're going to be 5 musicals in a festival called Embrace, which we came up with the idea because all the themes that all of the other musicals are touching have to do with embracing who you are. And so we have, for example, a musical of Mary Shelley that tells her story. Then we have Drug Quintet, which is about how with music a group of people can overcome depression and some other issues that they're dealing with in school. Then we have Dawn of Silence, which I already talked. We have Last Minutes, which is talking about what would you do, basically, if you knew that those were your last minutes with that person that you love. So it's an interesting concept also. And then we have Naya, which is like a story underwater, where a girl has 2 sisters have to embrace like who they are. So it's an interesting also concept. And yeah, the 5 musicals are going to be presented at Tristan Bates Theatre. It's going to be presented from the 17th to the 21st of September of this year. And it's going to be at Tristan Bates. And basically what's going to happen is we're going to have a double show one day and triple another day. And then on the 21st we have the 5 shows in matinee and at night. So there's going to be a lot for everyone to buy, and they can buy like a festival ticket or a double or a triple ticket, so they can see all of them. Well, we're gonna show only Act 1, which is interesting. I mean, you have to come and see it, like how we end up Act 1, but we're hoping to get people hyped so they can see more and find out what happens next. We're trying to raise funds because, as you know, this is a student project at the moment. So we got like amazing people who are helping us, who are from outside, who are professionals, and they're helping us without expecting nothing in return, just like the opportunity to showcase as well as the actors. So we're doing this crowdfunding to raise money so we can give them some compensation for their hard work in all of these months. And the crowdfunding is an Indiegogo. I'm going to post the link, but basically it's called Embrace Festival Indiegogo, and you can find it. And basically we're trying to raise 5,500 because we're 5 musicals, so we're trying to give everyone at least 1,000. We have a lot of perks that any of the people who are contributing are going to become our angels. We're going to be we have from shouting out your name on social media to give you 5 songs of each musical. So we have 1 song from each musical, the best song that you can have on as a soundtrack if you donate £25, for example. Then we have £50, 75, 100, and then 250 and 500. So you can donate as much as you want. Every bit helps, especially if you donate 10, you get a shout out, but you also get updated on what is going on, and we're also updating in our social media, all of us. And we have a webpage, which is embracefestival.co.uk, where you can get all of the other information from all the other musicals. So the money that we get from Goldsmiths only goes towards set and costumes, basically, and some travel expenses for the actors. But we don't get to pay the creative team that we're aiming for. And basically, some of us are working with people who are really from outside of the MA. Some of us were lucky enough to team up with some of the MA, so they don't expect nothing more than the degree. But for most of us, we've been working like all of us have directors from outside the MA, so we all expect to give them like a compensation. In my case, I have the composer, the book writer, and the director who are from outside, and the set designers and the lighting designer who are all joined just because of the concept, and I would like to give them like something back. We're hosting auditions on the 3rd of August here at Goldsmiths University in room 167. You need to send your CV and vocal reel at arproductions20@gmail.com, and you will get the schedule information because we're hosting schedule auditions on that day. It's from 9:30 a.m. till 2 p.m. That we'll get a slot of 15 minutes where you can get, and we're choosing who we would like to see. And yeah, I mean, we're casting for Stefan, we're casting for Aurora, we're casting for Supreme Leader and Clarice, and also we want like some people that want to join in as ensemble, because as you've seen, we have a lot of songs that need to be sung. We also have like a working hard song, which is mainly the ensemble that we want them to showcase at that moment. So we have in all the in this musical, I want to showcase everyone who is involved in a moment. We also have a moment of aperture, so Lyndon can showcase his talent also. So yeah, we're trying to make every bit count, and we have parts for everyone involved. New writing, it is very important to me, because I think that at the moment there are a lot of redo it. They're trying to redo a lot that has been done, and just because of the sake that we know that brings money, but they're not really focusing on telling new stories, and I think that we are missing that, and especially in musicals, like Come From Away is one of the best ones that I'm actually gonna see now. But I've heard the music and everything. I think it's a great story that no one has actually thought about making a 9/11 musical, for example, because it's it's a gentle. I mean, you don't want to touch that theme, but they did, and I know that the story is amazing, and that's an incredible writing. But then you get like the musicals that have been doing redo, and I don't know if that's just because of the money, but I think we should be getting like opportunities, and that's why the other palace, I support them, Scratch Night, because there are people who want to share stories that are not being shared at the moment. So I think that, yeah, it's very important that we support everyone who wants to tell a story that has not been told yet.
There's so much jukebox musicals, loads of them on the West End at the moment, or the really long runners like Phantom and Les Mis. So it's really hard for people to write new musicals and get them, into big theatres. So it's really important that this kind of stuff, the little theatres, the Actors Church, Tristan Bates, the German Street Theatre, and also Mercury Musical Development, MMT Network, those things are really crucial to developing new British musicals, which aren't really being seen enough in the West End at the moment. But that's also a change for the public. The public need to take a risk on something that they don't know, and not just go, I'll go and see that because it contains the songs of Cher and I know all the songs. So people are afraid to take a risk on something they don't know. That's not to say it can't work, because for example, Come From Away is doing very successfully at the moment. So a good story and a good score, and it can work.